What is up, everybody? It is Friday. I'm screaming because, yeah, I've been up 2 hours and some. And, yeah, what do you guys think of that? Anybody? What's up, everybody? I can't not respond to that because that's fun, right? Who had fun this morning? Raise your hand if you had fun. I didn't have fun getting woken up this morning, that's for sure. But, hey, Abigail. Hey, Cheech. Ainge Carter. Helena. You're wide awake. Yep, I'm wide awake. I had to sit here and calm down before I talked. Because the old me would have gone in and gone in. Like, I would have been going in. Like, if you know me from back in the day, going all the way in. Like, let me put it on all chat. Why is there a top chat mode? I don't understand. But no, those of you guys that have followed me for a while, you would have known I would have gone all the way in. Like, my thumbnail would have been the dude's first, last name, middle initial, social security number. I mean, all right. The beauty of the internet is, okay, right? You get to come up here and just be the moral high ground. You get to be the big bad person, and you get to talk down to people. You get to say whatever the hell you want to say, and you don't have consequences, right? You don't gotta have somebody calling you out or somebody from your real life pointing out your bad behavior and your flaws and everything you possibly ever done that has been extremely bad. Abuse your children and wife, and yeah. This man had the nerve. And you notice he hates me, right? Because I ain't gonna put up with the bullshit. I'm not, that might have been funny for the first, 10 minutes, let's say. But, thank you, Turtle Gang! Dolly should have told him to shut the fuck up when he told you to shut up. No, I don't expect him to do that. Dolly is cordial and kind and patient with most people. Now, if he would have said something beyond that, that would have been really, really disrespectful, he would have stepped up. I promise you that. Cheech, there was a live stream. It just ended on Dolly Vision, and the Glare decided to come up with his drunk self and debate Karen Reed topic, right? I just swallowed wrong. Hold on, guys. Juicer, you rock. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. The one night I go to bed early, I missed it all. I'm sure you can rewind. There's a rewind button, girl. You didn't miss nothing. You can rewind. And I'm pretty sure that the Glare was watching it all and recording while he was watching and drinking. Every time he paused or he went away for a minute, you notice he's kind of going to go fill up his drink. But he's always been like that. For those of you guys that have been following along, I have been. I've been around more than 2017, I think it was, when I started. So, basically, this man started out doing God knows what. But then I noticed he started getting into true crime. And he kind of slides in whenever he sees a wide opening somewhere. And he gets in with the people he thinks he's going to make the best progress with. Helena, you're the best. Thank you so much, Helena. Thank you. If you got a gift from Helena, please make sure you say thank you to Helena. I've been around since 2017 too. Yeah. So we know a little thing here or there, right? So, well, he got in with a couple of the higher end true crime creators, let's say Annie Elise. For those of you guys that don't know, 10 to Life used to panel up and do shows just like Dolly Vision. Now she does just videos only because the back and forth with people in chat and having panels and doing the whole let me chat with my audience thing ultimately doesn't work for creators in the long run because they always just end up being more to ruined your life, sadly. And this is me, just my opinion. I don't know anything. I'm not, like, gonna say anything 100%. But so basically, Annie Elise, aka 10 to Life, went from having panel shows and call-ins to simply just doing strictly videos only. But the glare was one of the people she used to have on her channel and that she used to fully back. He would back her. They piggybacked off each other to make money. So, yes, glare is glare. They were working on a case, and back in the day, they would discuss it just like now we're discussing Sebastian Rogers over and over, rehash it, talk about it. The more stuff came out about it, they would do shows about it. And I don't know if you guys know, but Sophie Long, I didn't follow the case. It was touchy for me because around that time, my daughter was similar aged, a little bit older. I believe Sophie was 10 at the time. There was a bunch of essay allegations, a bunch of abuse allegations from both her mother and her father, to which Annie Elise and the Glare chose to pick the father to back. And so they stand on their show for the father for months. And they were wrong. So, I've never heard of him. Guess I'm glad I hadn't. He goes by The Glare on the internet, on YouTube. That is his screen name, is The Glare. But we usually call him Baby Gap on Dolly Vision's channel because his shirts he wears are like muscle shirts, or they're supposed to be muscle shirts, but they look like he went shopping at Baby Gap. So, yeah. So, him and 10 to Life would panel up every day, and they would discuss Sophie Long, who was, I believe, a 10-year-old. Don't quote me. I'm not 100%. Abigail, thank you so much. Look at the pretty flower. But they would talk about this kid and her alleged essay or her alleged abuse by her mother. They were on the father's side, so they never pointed out the stuff about the father as being problematic. Well, Annie Elise, as she got bigger, she had to start retracting some of the stuff that she was saying. And she actually had to make a public statement saying that the stuff that she had said and the accusations she had thrown against Sophie Long's mother were unfounded, and she didn't have any proof of them. And the Glare just stood 10 toes down, and continued to accuse the mother, say the father is God and he's the best, and Sophie's being abused. And so he went back and forth for a while defending this father. So, well, fast forward and Sophie Long goes missing, and you know, where's Sophie, blah blah blah. She ends up being found with the father. He gets in trouble for basically parental kidnapping. Sorry guys, it's so dark out. I cannot get over the time and the you know, I just haven't been sleeping, so I'm just tired. But yeah, so anytime that he comes up trying to white knight for himself and say like, oh, you're harassing people and their families and true crime cases, and you don't stand for missing kids, and sir, sit all the way the fuck down, cause you ain't no moral high-tude. Like, you're nowhere near on the same level as us. He tried to get into my comments like a week ago talking about some, oh, you're exploiting missing children. Bitch, you're exploiting a missing freaking dead cop that you freaking are supporting the murder of. Like, it's just like, pot, kettle, hello? Like, why is it that people like this can't see that they're exactly what they claim to be standing up against? That's the case he was doing when I came to YouTube, and it didn't take me but a few minutes to unsub from him. Yeah, right. I mean, and then when he gets into that debate stage, and this is why I said, don't fucking do it for Dolly Vision. I don't control him. As you see, he does what he wants, and that's great. I wouldn't want it any other way. Good morning, Christina Rain. We're talking about the Glare. And so he wants to debate. He thinks it's fun to go back and forth in circles and waste your time and debate somebody that's always they've already got their mind made up. So it's like, there's really no purpose to it. But okay, like, we'll entertain you for a couple minutes. Where was I going with that? So, anyways, he goes from the glare. He goes from the Sophie Long thing. It falls apart. They have to retract. They have to go backwards and tell everybody, you know, everything they've said this whole time is actually not verifiable. Michael Long ends up being the one that actually kidnapped Sophie Long. And so them saying he's the good guy is now irrelevant, and they look like clowns. The man who likes to beat women, I see. Yeah, I seen it too. And that's why I had to sit here for a hot minute and calm myself, because he kind of pissed me off to a point where back in the day, old me, I would have just gone right on in and posted his name, date, birthday, whatever, and said all the stuff he's been doing and what he's done. He literally had cops come to take him out of the house he was basically squatting in, and they freaking had to throw tear gas in the house. Like, he just is trash. And so I'm like, why are we entertaining this motherfucker that's trash? Straight trash. That's why he don't like me, because I say what I want to say. I say how I feel. I say what I see. He's done abused his son. And then when he got confronted for abusing his son physically, he said, well, he's 6'2", so it's not like, you know, he doesn't think he could have hurt his son, who I believe either has autism or some form of Asperger's. I don't want to know. It's his business. It's his son. It's not my business. But when you interject into other people's live streams and want to come up on stream acting like you're a high aptitude moral compass / better than everybody, or that you've got better knowledge than the person you're trying to debate, sit all the way the fuck down. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit idle, which is why I had to leave my house an hour early, which is why I'm here with you guys. But I would never have been able to refrain from just responding, because the more that you said to him, oh, so why did Karen, you know, why did Karen text Higgins then if she wasn't, you know, trying to have a booty call? Oh, well, but answer me this. I can't stand semantics. I can't stand gaslighting. I can't stand when you're telling somebody why or what the answer. Like, they ask you a question and you tell them a question and they answer with a question, or they don't ever answer. They just say, and he does that a lot. And it's what's funny to me, what I've noticed about the glare, he can basically hold a conversation. And when he's talking about something that's drama, like if he wants to tell you about how terrible Dolly is or why he's terrible, he doesn't stop. He just like I'm talking now. But then when he's got to tell you something that happened in the case, or something that he's trying to prove to you against your input on a case, does not compute. Your brain is buffering. You're trying to make it up as you go because you have no fucking clue. I can't. It's like, and I just have no, yeah, Dolly's got the patience of a saint. I damn sure don't. You notice how Dolly's not in here today? Because you know what? He's probably eating his food and dead asleep. I'm going to get his ass later. Y'all don't even know. I am so tired. And it's my own fault. Like, I put my headphones in, my AirPods, and they fall out. And I actually am so paranoid to have them in, because the couple times that that's happened, my dog likes to eat AirPods. I don't know what the fuck his problem is, but I ain't got money to buy another pair of AirPods. He kept yelling at Dolly and saying, stop. He said, he's drunk. You can't expect to have a conversation with somebody that is a drunk. He's a drunk. And he used to have this coffee cup underneath his table when he stole those people's dog. And the dog would start knocking the coffee cup over. And it would be funny because a lot of times he has like a cup that you can't see through for a reason of the fact that he's just a drunk. He's drinking. And he's gotten several DUIs. He's got a record for abusing his freaking kid and his wife. He don't pay child support. He literally was like a pizza delivery man at one time, which, no, I'm not knocking anybody. If you've got a job, you got a job. I respect that. But he went from that to squatting in somebody's house to not wanting to get out. They had to call the cops. There was a SWAT team surrounding the house. He came out forcefully. And now he's up here talking about how Dolly's trash and he's fucking better than him, and he thought Dolly could listen to evidence and he thought he was better than that. Motherfucker, you're gonna sit all the way the fuck down. I'm not the one. And it ain't about Dolly can't handle his own. There's people in the chat that comment like, oh, PJ, Dolly can handle his own. You need to bitch, no shit he can handle his own. But that don't mean that I don't got shit to say. And just because it's Dolly's show and I'm just a girlfriend that's supposed to shut the fuck up, it ain't never gonna happen. You ain't never gonna get me to shut the fuck up, because if I've got an opinion on it and I'm very passionate about my opinion, I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. Oh, Dolly laughed at him the whole time. He loves it. He thinks it's funny. He thinks that, he thinks it's funny. But what's gonna happen is that, and I'm telling you right now, every time that Dolly tells y'all that he knows everything and he was right about this or right about that, I'm the one that's fucking right. Every time. I told his ass, don't waste your time on that motherfucker. When Dolly's brother died, this bitch right here was on his channel shit-talking Dolly. The glare had the nerve. Oh, when Dolly had his heart attack, he said freaking, oh, wish him well, don't die on us or something. And then the week later, he posted a fucking comment. I have all this. This is the thing. I have every single thing that I'm saying to y'all in a screenshot somewhere because I fucking save everything. I have incriminating evidence on everybody that's fucking on here and that I could pull out at any point in time. He had the nerve to post a fucking meme or something on his post, on his community wall, saying, oh, you would have thought Dolly would have learned. He just had a heart attack. He should know better. Talking about something that Dolly was talking about on his channel. I guess he upsets easily. And so when Dolly does something, he's watching him so closely that he could fucking smell the dude. And he basically commented, and the picture in the graphic on his community post was Dolly like holding his chest, or it depicted him having another heart attack. And he said something like, well, he should know better. He just had a heart attack. You would think that he would stop being a shitbag. Motherfucker, karma. You wish that shit upon somebody else and you're gonna get it tenfold. Just remember that. You're a miserable ass motherfucker who drinks every day. I'm not playing. I can fucking come with it just because I feel like it. Nothing to do with Dolly. I don't have to stand up for Dolly. He laughed at the dude the entire stream. He thinks it's funny. What's really crazy and why I feel like this was such a waste of time and why I would never... The dude is going to go live at some point. First of all, people in chat are like, oh, he's going to be so embarrassed tomorrow. No, the fuck he's not. He's not going to be embarrassed. He's like that all day, every day. He thinks that's normal behavior to get drunk on a Thursday and fucking troll somebody's chat. He's not going to be embarrassed. People that are fucking true lolcows, they don't fucking embarrass. They think it's normal. Sorry, I was trying to see if that would help. Nope. Anyways, but he's going to play the video because, you know, he had it recorded. He's recording. Anytime that he's calling you or he's trying to get you in a chokehold, per se, he's recording it. And so he thinks he's getting the upper hand. And I don't know if he's just such a drunk that he just doesn't realize how fucking stupid he looks. But he's got people that, like... It's weird as shit. Like, people will listen to that from last night and they'll fucking applaud him and tell him that he did a great job, that he slayed. He did a better job than Dolly, and like they'll actually make him feel like he did a great job. And I'm like, did y'all watch the same thing that I watched? Something like that happened before. He went onto his channel and they debated before. And there's like videos. I think you could still search the video. It's like the Glare owned Dolly or something. And I'm like, did you watch the same fucking video I watched? Because that's not an own. That's like, Dolly's just laughing at the guy. And he's basically like enraged. He gets so mad, especially when he gets called out. Oh, don't ever mention his encounter with Morbid. There's a channel. He's got a channel now still. He made a new channel. It's Sir Morbid. Guy's a pretty cool dude. He was super close with a Glare, and they would get up together and they would clown other people, make fun. Morbid thought for a while that he was like Howard Stern. So he hosted a show kind of like a Howard Stern show. And so, like, the Glare would get up with him at night. They'd drink together, drink buddies probably. And they'd be like, oh, let's troll. Look, Dolly's live. Let's call into his live. And so they'd call and they would make fun, or they would replay it on their stream while they're, streaming it to Dolly's, and they'd make fun of him, or they'd say something real stupid to get him kicked off or to get the stream taken down. And they did that for a while. That's why he was echoing, so he could record instead of having his headphones on. Oh, I know. I'm subbed to Morbid, but only watch once in a blue moon. What's funny is how little the freaking plane it is. Because Christina Rain, Gator Hater, thank you so much for the hand. Christina Rain and I have been in the same community, if you want to call it that, since like 2018. Maybe 2017 even. Maybe even 2016. It's been a long-ass time. But you reminded me because the new Sir Morbid channel is actually Doxy's channel. I'm not going to say her real name or anything else other than Doxy, but that girl loves me. I have an intro that I used to play on my videos where she's like, fuck you, everybody, and especially PJ, fuck you. Those are my favorite people. When I get somebody that upset, that makes me giggle. But, why was I saying that? Oh, his channel is Doxy's channel. Like, I guess basically she gave him her old channel or something. And I'm like, what a small world. I don't know if you know Doxy Morgan. I'm going to say Doxy because it's not Doxy, but you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But, so when you mention the Morbid relationship with the Glare, he gets really upset. And as you see in my thumbnail, he likes to hunt men from the back. And him and Morbid were like bros for a while. Like, I don't know how or why, but he sent Morbid a picture of his dick. Like, basically, I saw it and I'm traumatized from it. I never ever thought, and I never wanted to, and I never would. And oh my God. I don't know in what scenario or what life you send, or a man sends another man his dick pictures. I guess he had blurred it or scratched out it and blacked it out, but Morbid was still able to highlight it and bring it back to life, which it should have always stayed dead. I mean, I'm telling you, I sent it to everybody on the I think I even sent it to Bullhorn Betty, because I was cordial with Bullhorn Betty at that point, because I was like, did you see Glare's dick here? Because I'm like, if I had to see it, your ass is going to have to see it. So everybody that I had contacts with, I'm like, here. Because, I damn sure had to see it. Your fucking ass is going to see it. Well, he sent that shit to his boy. Like, hey, dude, let me show you the dick pic I just sent this woman. Is it good? What do you think? Is it big enough? Like, in what world? Like, okay. So you saw tonight, as Dolly mentions that, he gets rage comes out of his ears. Like, he gets pissed off. But I mean, that's his background, and he's always had some type of something with a man. As you know now, he's back humping Turtle Boy, but he's always had this weird, like, obsession with Dolly. He chats all the time in his chat, even though he blocks Dolly when he comes over to his chat. So it's like, and that's what I find a common trait to all these types of people, is that they can say and do whatever they want. They can come to your chat whenever they want. But yet, when you go to theirs, or when you try to confront them at theirs, you get blocked instantly. And I'm like, hello? Can somebody please point out hypocrisy for everybody else? Because I see it. 1202, like, tiny. He really did do that. Dolly was telling him about it, and he was getting upset. Yeah, I mean, I have no reason to make any of this shit up. So let's see. All right, this is better. So where was I? So then, the Morbid, they break up. They have, like, this bad breakup. I don't even remember why, but it's like, for whatever reason, they don't get along now. And so Sir Morbid comes over and kind of has a chat with Dolly Vision. He's like, I didn't know, that the Glare was just a trash human, and I'm sorry. And he apologized to Dolly. And so, we, of course, you know, take anybody's apology and move along. Well, so now here we are, and the Glare has found Turtle Boy to latch on to, because he always gravitates towards a case in true crime, even though he says he's not in true crime anymore. He's cried and gotten out of true crime like 4 times, because, you know, anytime somebody's disagreed with him, or he's not in the in crowd and gets pushed out, he can't handle it. And so he finds this Karen Reed case, and he's literally like, oh my God. He actually sent it to Morbid's ex, and she sent it to Morbid. Okay, thank you, Granny, for clarifying. I was gonna say, there's no scenario where you send another man your dick pic. Sorry, not sorry. But what was I saying? So then, okay, the Turtle Boy, Karen Reed, it's a popular case, and it's a very controversial case, and so it's very beneficial to go with the crowd in cases like that, because it's like, once you start agreeing with the main person on the case, like at that point in time it was Turtle Boy, you become one of them. And then if you have a decent sized platform and you're able to broadcast for them, it's a benefit to them. So they like you and they accept you. And so then you're broadcasting on your podcast or your show on behalf of these people to stand for the accused, Karen Reed, the guilty one. I don't know why Dolly's always been great with wanting to debate the man on this. I would never, because it's pointless. People like him and people that are actually FKR, which to me is FKR, like F her, for real. But they didn't think that through when they made that. And it supposedly stands for Free Karen Reed, but I think F her. Because for me, you're just not going to convince me. And I understand the issues that people have with the case and how it was investigated, and certain people that were called out in the first case, and the controversy that came out, and the white lies that people told or whatever, but I don't think that makes them guilty. And so basically now that's where he is, and he's like wanting to debate Dolly, and he'll still, after what happened today, he will still go and freaking debate the guy on his channel. I promise you. And I'm like, I can't. Once you treat me like shit once, twice, I have a boundary. And him posting the meme he did about Dolly having a heart attack, that was it for me. Like, I can still be civil with a person. I can hold a conversation. I can be in chat like, okay. But as you saw today, granted, I was a little tired and cranky, and so I did feel like I did have like a slight outburst, but I'm not sitting around just, okay, sure. Like, he didn't bring up one single point. He didn't actually have a full debate. He didn't prove nothing. He didn't answer any questions that I had. I mean, the number one question for me, Karen Reed, if she supposedly dropped the man off to go to a house party, why didn't she wait for him to come out? And she says, okay, well, I had to go to the bathroom and he wasn't coming out. Why is there no text messages to him from her in the car, like, hey, where are you? I'm still out here waiting. Or, hey, are you gonna come out? Or, hey, should I go home? Or, hey, I'm waiting out here for you. Are you gonna come out? I don't want to sit here all night. Like, it's like her story's not corroborated with evidence. And then following that, she's actually on several documentaries and in the news saying out of her own mouth, I don't know if I could have clipped him. I don't know if I accidentally tapped him in his drunken state, which is victim blaming, by the way. She blames the victim. In his drunken state, he couldn't get back up and he died. Like, nowhere in my mind would I ever pull out something like that in a statement. If I'm dating Dolly, right? I am not going to ever, first of all, I'm not leaving it at a party. I don't care if it's cops, they're trusted people, whatever. Especially if he had been using me to babysit the kids like she claimed. So she had a lot of resentment. This is why, all right, let's see. For me, This is why I will never believe the lady's innocent. I can believe that they may not be able to convict her based on evidence and the way the scene was investigated. I will say, I'll be the first one to say, the scene was not properly investigated, and a lot of the it's a small police force, but a lot of the cops on the force did not 100% do their job properly, like Proctor. For me, however, all of that set aside, as somebody that's dating somebody, and I know how I feel, they were dating like 2 years, 2.5 years, same distance as me at the moment right now. Let's say they didn't love each other as much. Okay, fine. But if you care for the person even a little bit, I feel like you would act in a similar way. It's never going to be exactly the same. Like, my reaction is not going to be identical to yours. But if you're going to a party that you both got invited to, which got admitted after the fact, but she said in the very beginning, I didn't even know if we were really invited. Okay, well, that's not true. You were invited. You're driving there and everything's fine. Jen McCabe gives you directions because you can't find the house, and she's like, oh, Bella's mom's house, which is an ex-girlfriend. We've been proven the lady's jealousy, like, she's so jealous, she can't stand it, and she has a rage moment because she's drunk. And when they get there, she don't want to stay at that point because now they're arguing. She wants him to come back to the house with her, which is, again, out of her own words. She said, what if he turned around to get his phone or turned around to come back in, which is what I wanted him to do, like, meaning to get back in the car so they can leave together. I mean, there's just so much. She literally claims that she dropped the man off to a party. He went in, left her there, didn't give a fuck about her still waiting outside for him, and she didn't call him not one time in her fits of rage where she was calling him, telling him she fucking hates him. She didn't not one time say, I sat out in the fucking car, I waited for you for 10 minutes, you don't respect, like, it just doesn't mesh. It doesn't make sense. And I believe the newest documentary that she did, the one that comes out this Monday, she says something to the effect of, oh, that's my chance to give my testimony. Bitch, grow some balls and go up on that stand in the courtroom and give your testimony then. I know she said she's going to do it if she needs it, or last court case she said she would testify. She's like, I'll testify if I have to. I'm not scared of testifying. Then bitch, do it. Testify. Because I guarantee you, I promise, I would totally bet my life savings that the woman will not testify. She's guilty of sin. She did it. I don't necessarily believe that she set out that morning and, in her mind thought, I'm going to figure out a way to unalive John. But I do believe she did it on purpose. One, because she was drinking. She drove. She was angry, resentful, because she said all the stuff she said. Oh, he's got me out here watching the kids. He's using me as a babysitter. She was talking to Higgins, telling him that, him and her were single people. They weren't tied down with kids. She wanted to live a single life and not have to be doing stuff as a family with kids. They didn't get along in how they parented the kids. She spoiled the kids and he didn't think they should be spoiled. There's just so much there that was awry. To the point where I truly believe what happened is he got out of the car. She's basically enraged because they get here and they're fighting after they had a good night. I don't disagree. They seem like they had a good night. And he gets out. She's pissed off because she doesn't want him to go. She wants him to come with her, and he still wants to go. And then she's mad because she thinks she's going to have to just go home and be the babysitter yet again. So she guns it in reverse. And I don't know why the glare couldn't simply confirm the fact that they have her car going backwards at 24 miles an hour for a set amount of time. I'm not good at numbers. I can look it up, but I don't have it right now. The exact time of how long she went 24 miles an hour backwards in the snow in a blizzard, which, again, another thing, he claimed there's 2 inches on the ground. But when you watch the dash cam of the video of the officers arriving on the scene where they found John O'Keefe, it is literally blizzard conditions. There could have been 1 inch on the ground, but the flurries made it impossible. Like, you couldn't even see in front of the vehicle, in front of the cop car. So, for them to be driving down the street looking for John, Jen McCabe and Carrie and Karen, which is funny how she went and got 2 witnesses to come with her so that she could find this body that only she saw. But they're driving in the police cruiser, and the police cruiser is in front of them. I mean, they're driving, and the police cruiser is in front of them. Once they stop to find John, they find John, and you see all of the footage in front of the police cruiser, and it's like a flurry. I mean, you can't barely see out the windshield. So for them to say, like, oh, it should have been so easy for everybody just seeing John was on the front lawn, it's not the case. It's not the case. She's definitely not gonna testify. She's not, period. She's not. She had to have done it by looking at the evidence itself. Right, I mean, exactly. And they're going to prove it this time around. And what's funny is now the Glaire's bestie is going to have to go testify because Turtle Boy and Karen Reed have communications between the two of them. And they have been colluding together to put out this public campaign against the witnesses. And that's all going to come back around. And I actually believe, since the Glaire was at the last outing with Turtle Boy, where they were intimidating witnesses through their pizza shop window, I actually believe the Glaire is going to get charges for that. But I don't know. I don't know much of anything. That's just my opinion. If guilty, I always felt he was flirting with the other lady. She didn't want to let him go in there knowing she wasn't welcome. She got angry and went to sped off, accidentally went in reverse. You know, that could be a possibility, but it's not that she wasn't invited. They proved that Jennifer McCabe basically grabbed Karen first and was like, you're coming with me. We're going to go back to the house and have a good time and party. I don't think there was ever a time where she felt that she wasn't invited. What I think happened is that on their way to the house, they couldn't find it. And so when they were talking to Jen McCabe, she's like, oh, you gotta know where this is. It's right over by Bella's mom's house. And John dated Bella's mom. And so Karen, being the jealous female that she was, whatever, she probably lost her mind. How was the tail glass left there, either in John's car or clothes? These people think, so that's the thing. And that's what I said in the background while the Glaire was talking to Dolly was, how are you going to keep all of these people all telling the same story? And Karen is the one that's not lying, but all the other people are lying. You've got to keep the DA, the medical examiner, the firefighters, the EMTs, the cops, the chief of police, the detectives, everybody in the Albert house, everybody in Jen McCabe's house, all of the kids that were at the party because it was Brian Albert Jr.'s birthday. They all have to keep the same story and not tell anybody anything else other than the story. And that's all fine and dandy. And that, you know, they all kept it like a game of telephone. Once you tell one person something, the next person gets something, and then it gets all misconstrued. And then when you ask the people in the game of telephone, hey, who said what? Somebody's bound to tell. Somebody's bound to slip up somewhere on accident and accidentally tell, but yet all of these people are conspiring against Karen. The whole force, not necessarily even the force, the whole county, the whole Canton area is fucking corrupt. That's your angle. I can't. I hope he does get charges. I think he's gonna get charged. See, I didn't follow enough because Claire took over and I lost interest. Yeah, I mean, once you go back around and around with me, I lost interest. I had to leave the house. The Claire totally pissed me off the way he was talking to you. He don't faze me. He's just an alcoholic. I don't expect any less from him. You were pretty gracious this morning. I'm not as nice as Dolly as he put up with that. Yeah, he's a lot more patient than I am, and he's a lot nicer. Like, I don't know. Where did this happen? I missed it. I need to watch it. Are you talking about the Dolly Vision stream? He just got done. He was debating with the Glaire for like 3 hours. Woke me up at 4 in the morning, and it went nowhere. Thumbs up for PJ. She keeps us updated. Gotta love her. Thank you so much. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Does he still have the dog he kidnapped? I don't know. I didn't hear him in the background. I don't know. He's rude to women. Yep, he definitely has abused women. It's on his record. He's been convicted, and he's abused his own children. One with special needs that's 6'2", so he thinks it's okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't hang with people like that, and so I would have never even decided that it was okay to have a conversation with the guy, because he's just trash to me. I'm sorry. And I may be judgmental, prude, whatever you want to call me, but I just don't associate with people like that. And I knew he was going to flip, and it was funny when he did, because I almost literally wish I was still at the house so I could be like, I fucking told you so. Because this is what happened. Once a snake, always a snake. A tiger doesn't lose its stripe or change its stripe. They still have stripes. And that's always been the glare. He's always had like this inner hatred towards Dolly. I think it's just jealousy, or he just might like men and he's mad that Dolly won't fuck him. But he's not it for me. And, you know, he's always going to be what he is. He does the same shit, and then he tells you how big of a piece of trash you were. It's like deflection. Look in the mirror, sir. You have no life. None. And your biggest thing right now is Karen Reed. Go get sober, dude. Like, the drunk look isn't a good look. And I can't wait till he tries to present this video, because he recorded the whole thing. And I knew he was. But I can't wait till he tries to present the video as if he won something. Because that's what they always do, too. Does he live in a broom closet? Oh, I don't know. I don't know where he lives. My favorite part was when Dolly said something about back fucking the turtle boy. It's my thumbnail. I could have done a lot better with thumbnails. I mean, I could have actually made a whole lot into one nice little graphic, but I chose not to choose violence today. I hate his laugh. That was funny. He will never gain the success Dolly has. No, he doesn't have the same personality. He'll help Dolly's channel grow. I know. They had a good back and forth. It was funny. Dolly laughed at him, and then he snapped like he always does. He went into full rage, and how dare Dolly do what he's doing to Sebastian's case. And sir, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, I don't even think he knows what he was talking about. And then when you ask him for an example, he's just like, oh, you know what you did. I'm gonna watch Jealous as Hell of Dolly. Yeah, Dolly doesn't take shit as seriously. No, that's the thing. And that's exactly... See, you can read things really well, grannies, because you're like... you do get really passionate about stuff that's like your stuff, like with the Rico case, and I don't blame you. But like when it comes to all of the other stuff, when you're looking at other people and seeing their perspective, you're kind of right on. And I can see you think similarly like I do. Dolly doesn't give a shit about the glare and what he thinks and what he had to say or what he thinks he won, because he's gonna think he won the debate. Watch. But yeah, he's laid back, and he's just, yeah, he definitely got a full workout laughing, because, yeah, and he's got cardio rehab today, so he better get up. But Dolly's way too mild sometimes. No, I mean, that's his personality. He's just chill. And then there was people in chat telling him to calm down, and it's hard, and he's having a good time. Leave the man alone. He's a grown-up. But yeah, he laughed so hard at him, and you know, that's how he gets his enjoyment. I mean, I can't hate, I just don't have the patience for it, and it's hard for me not to respond, because when I'm having to listen to it, which it would have been best if I would have stayed asleep, but I just can't. He gets into the convo, and then he gets louder, and then so it echoes, and then it wakes me up, and then I'm just like, Jesus Christ, who's he talking to? And I just happened to freaking turn it on and hear that it was the glare. And then he needed help with some questions, because, you know, he said to him, like, didn't Alan Jackson pay the feds 23, or he said 26,000 for their testimony? And he's like, the glare, what? What? The feds paid that? No, the fuck they didn't. And then he tells Dolly, like, have you not seen the case? And Dolly's like, have you not seen the case? And then he gets all fucking butthurt. It's just like, this is why I can't talk with people like that, because no matter what, they're right. It's that My Truth era and those types of people. I never seen Jimmy sleep as a grown man, but I can sleep through anything. What? He sleeps all the time. He sleeps like a rock. Anyways, I love debate, especially when other person's so dang. Me too, but I hate debate when it's like you're just not going to win. They're just moving the goalpost, or they're just changing their truth into what they want their truth to be. And that's why I absolutely cannot stand that era that we've come into, as to where people can just decide something to be a certain way, and then they just live by that. It's like, in their mind, they convince themselves that something is a certain way, or that something's right, that they've deemed to be right, and it's really not. But no matter what you say to them, they change the goalpost. They move it to where they want it to be. You're wrong just because you're wrong, or they don't remember that, and then you're wrong. It's just like, I'm not going to be gaslit. It's like gaslighting 101. You're not going to convince me that I'm wrong. You're just going to have to deal with agreeing to disagree. And that's the part where Dolly told him, he's like, well, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. And then the glare just would not take that. He's like, well, can I tell you this one thing? And can I ask you this one thing? You know, why do you think that? And I'm like, he's already answered that 15 times, sir. What else do you want? You're going to have to at some point agree to disagree, period. Like, there's nowhere else to go with it. That's it. The end. But people like this are so adamant that you have to agree with them, that if you don't agree with them, you don't have the right to conversate with them. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I gotta go, guys. Thanks so much for being here with me. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And if you got a membership for Helena, make sure you tell her thank you. Be kind to someone. It's Friday. I can't wait to go home and go to sleep.